Buenos días, buenas tardes, y buenas noches to my wonderful family, wherever you are. Greetings, sending you so much love. We are in the area of our Apu Ausangate. So from this place, we're going to be transmitting the power of Noqan Kani, the power of realizing ourselves as the best of we can be. I want to begin by connecting with that powerful sacred origins. So close your eyes and breathe deeply. Put both of your feet firmly on Mother Earth, on Pachamama. Deepen your roots into Mother Earth. And imagine yourself being a sacred tree of life with a very strong roots, branches opening up wide, blooming with beautiful flowers, and producing sacred fruits, reaching the light, reaching the sun rays with joy, with happiness of having strong and deep roots on Pachamama. Breathe in deeply. And open your eyes. We are this sacred tree of life. We are cosmic seeds that have been planted here on Mother Earth. And with our life, we're constantly giving fruits. We're constantly sharing with our family and our community the powerful fruits of this sacred tree of life. In the process of Noqan Kani, we must connect with the power of this sacred self. So we will begin acknowledging and honoring our wonderful childhood. So who I am, Noqan Kani, has been beautifully created in our childhood by our parents, by our community, by our family. So in that process of acknowledging and honoring our childhood, we need to bring highlights. Any event, any experience that has determined for you who you are right now, that has brought to you the discovery, the spiritual strength to live in these times, in these ways as we are. So look for a very powerful highlight in your childhood that you remember that has been determining your personality, your perspective. Take a minute to remember. Now we're going to move towards our teenagers. When we were young medicine, young men, young women, what was the experience that determined who you are? What can you highlight? What can you remember from those years that have been such a powerful initiations powerful blessings that co-created you. Take a minute to remember. And now we're going to go to last year. What happened to you that determined how and who you are being right now? Anything you can highlight from the last year? There was a very important event, a very important process, initiation, blessing. Take a minute to remember what it was. Now that we have had these powerful memories of events and processes that we are highlighting that became very powerful initiations, important events in our life, we acknowledge and honor that who we are, Noqan Kani, I am, is ever being co-created. The past experiences and the past processes we've had have the power to determine our next steps in life and to determine the ways in which we're going to manifest ourselves, show up for this life, for this journey, for this powerful present miracle that is our life. We are ever being co-created. So that's why we say, I am the divine mystery. Because even in a whole lifetime of discovering ourselves, realizing ourselves, we cannot completely know ourselves because we are yet to be. The co-creation is ever happening. Evolution is always happening. We are constantly being renewed. We're constantly being initiated into the new I am. And in this Noqan Kani pathway, we always speak of co-creation because a big percentage of that 50%, we say, of that co-creation is on you. You are responsible. You are in charge of a whole 50% of that creation, of who you are, of where you are, of how you are right now. You have that whole 50% in this Noqan Kani. And then the other 50, God, Creator, Mother and Father, shares with the cosmos, with the universe, with family, with community, with Pachamama, with all our spirit allies. They all have a little percentage, a little contribution to the co-creation of I am. And they dream you, they visualize you, they pray you to be, to be manifested, to be awakened in the precious, in the beauty of who you are. You are the result of all those prayers, of all those visions, of all those dreams of our sacred divine creator, great spirit, cosmic father, cosmic mother, Pachamama, Mother Earth. They have all 50%. They share in this powerful co-creation process. We are ever yet to be. We are ever yet to discover who we can be. And that's the power of Noqan Kani. That's the power of I am. When we connect to this pathway of realizing ourselves, there is no limits. There is no limitations. We're absolutely free to be at any moment, everything and anything we want to be. We have that powerful free will to choose to be ourselves, you know, in our sacred pathways. We always choose to be of best service. We always choose to be in ceremony. We always choose to be in offering our lives constantly to our global family and our global community in love, in service, in ceremony. This is the power. This is the miracle of that sacred willpower we have to realize ourselves and to wake up from within everything that we can manifest of ourselves. In these times, we need to be powerful medicine. In these times, we need to be powerful healing energy. And that's what we are constantly putting all our conscious intent, our focus to. How can we be best medicine? How can we be powerful healing energy for our family, for our community? Because we're going through profound transformation, we're going through profound awakenings, healing processes. So we need to bring this powerful energy of awakening into the most gentle ways of healing. Because sometimes it can be a bit intense. These processes can be a bit hard for some of our family and our community. Though when we have this communion with the gentleness of Pachamama, we can become the most subtle, sweet, beautiful medicine for our family and our community. And just with our presence, we can facilitate powerful awakenings, powerful healings for our whole family, for our whole community. This is the power of these sacred communions. In your connection to this sacred Noqan Kani portal, to the I am, choose to be powerful medicine. Choose to be powerful healing energy. Choose to be love and sweetness and gentleness for family and community. And bring that to this I am, to this Noqan Kani, manifestation and miracle of being. Also, choose to be always in service. For example, we constantly say, Noqan Kani Hampi, Noqan Kani Servicio, which means I am medicine, I am service. So that we are constantly in our life supporting, assisting family and community in every way that we can. And we have sacred portals to manifest that service. That service is always the manifestation of I am. For example, when we choose to be powerful medicine, we become powerful healers. We are sacred medicine of Pachamama, we are sacred medicine of the universe. And every word, every thought, every action becomes the manifestation of that medicine, of that powerful healing energy. In what little things we can do, we are always in ceremony because we are blessing this moment, we're blessing this life as sacred. That's why we say always in ceremony. Regardless of what we're doing in it. Sometimes we're cooking, other times we're working in front of the computer, other times, we're on a mountaintop meditating, all of that. is happening within sacred time, sacred space. Therefore, is ceremony. And in this ceremony, we can be of great service, just with our prayer. We don't need to have or perform the rituals of healing. We just need to be medicine. And when we say, I am medicine, you are just with your being medicine for everyone around you. That's where powerful consciousness and intent work beautifully. So bring constantly this powerful manifestation of Noqan Kani, of I am, to powerful medicine and powerful healing. And then there is another part that is very important. Noqan Kani needs to be celebrated. Once you realize yourself is the first step, because once you know who you can be of best service. So for us, that enlightening, that self-realization was the first step to great service. Once you can discover your gifts, once you can discover your mission, your intention, that you can manifest here in this earth, then you can be of best service. So in life, you had to reach this self-realization process as early and as young as possible. Nowadays, this is happening naturally with our children. Our children arrive with their personalities, with their Noqan Kani, that I am very well set and determined. They're already very clear about their personality, their gifts, in as early as 2 years, 1 year olds. Where before, in ancient times, by the age of 12, 13, you had to realize yourself by that age. Now it's happening naturally at a much earlier age. And some of us, especially in some communities, believe that this Noqan Kani portal is reached through a life that you have experienced. So a whole lifetime as a goal, as a completion of your life, which was to discover who you are, to realize yourself. Though here in the Andes, as early and as young as you enlighten, as you realize yourself, the better, because best service will be possible. So Noqan Kani portal, the I am, is a portal that we must constantly bring to our lives. It's just a beautiful conscious realization. It's very simple. It begins with Noqan Kani, I am. And then once you discover who you are, for example, when you say, I am medicine, that's who you are. You've discovered yourself as powerful medicine. You don't take it for granted, because remember, you are always being co-created. So a new you is always possible. So if I say I am medicine and I take that for granted, I am not welcoming the new possibilities of who I can be. So for that reason, we here use the word also. For example, when we say, I am medicine also. So that way I am not just medicine, but I am bringing an opening to everything that I can be, And the only I am, the only Noqan Kani realization we know is for certain and is always is I am the divine mystery. That we say constantly. Noqan Kani, Winyaipa, Winyaini. That is, I am the divine mystery, the timeless, the eternity that we are always. We don't take it for granted, but we can always come back to that essence of being the great mystery. Nobody knows. Even God is yet to discover from this sacred mystery that I am. At any moment, with our sacred conscious choice, we can choose to be anything we want to be. And when we're being that, we must say, I am that also. So that you always leave that powerful portal open to the infinite manifestations of who you can be. The Noqan Kani portal is very powerful for us to bring our soul back. Because before arriving here to this life, we believe there was soul agreements, soul choices we made. We choose the place, the time, our parents, the possible events in our life that we may have, possible experiences that we will have, that as soon as we arrive here to this life, when we start experiencing them, they become the foundation stones of constructing, building up to the personality that we're going to have. Though, even before those experiences here on Pachamama and in this life, there were powerful soul agreements that we've had. And that also determines who we are, who I am, Noqan Kani. So when we are accessing this sacred portal, we must connect with that. Today, we did it with the tree of life. In other ceremonies, we have other ways of connecting with that powerful soul essence, with that powerful ancestral lineage. We always connect with this soul and spirit force because it's also determining who I am. For example, how do we know that we need to be medicine in these times? Because that was the message left by our ancestors. They said that in these times we would go through powerful transformation, transitions, evolutions, awakenings, and healing, where medicine will be needed. And who is going to be this medicine? We need to be this medicine. So we choose more and more the path of healing ourselves, our family, our community, because we're living in these times. In other times, we were powerful leaders. In other times, we were powerful warriors. In other times, what those times need from us, we became. In these times, we need to connect with our soul essence. What was that agreement? Why did I choose to come in these times? To be a steward, to be a guardian of whole eras changing and shifting in the planet. To be a witness of powerful awakenings of consciousness. So when we connect with our soul, when we connect with this Noqan Kani portal, we are retrieving back that sacred essence. And we realize ourselves again in these times, in this process, at a more broad, at a more bigger consciousness, cosmic consciousness, where we are, conscious of our soul journey, our spirit journey, and also our human journey, which is, temporary and is not from here. We always say we come from the stars. We come from the sun that never rises neither sets. and we are temporarily here on Pachamama, Mother Earth. So that's our human journey. But our soul journey is timeless. It's transcendental, transcending time and space as we know it. So these Noqan Kani portals, we must constantly call, we must constantly manifest in order to bring these self-realization, self-discoveries to ourselves. Remember always where you come from. This is very important. And, we come from that sun that never rises, neither sets. So in essence, we are light. And then we remember where we come from. That's why we look for the powerful highlights all the way from when we can remember being children. We only worked on one event, but there is more than one event that determined who I am. Many events. So we constantly can go back and retrieve those alchemic treasures. We call them alchemic gold. Because our past is very, very important. Whatever that needs to be healed can be healed. Whatever that needs to be transformed can be transformed. So it's not true when people say you can't change the past. You can not only change the past experience, you will even change the way in which you're perceiving it, because you are new consciousness in this moment. So the consciousness that experienced it in the past maybe was not fully awake, but now this consciousness is fully awake. So when you go back to these past experiences, your perception, your conception, your experience of them will be completely different. They will be so much richer, will be so much more powerful, and it will have the power to heal. It will have the power to transform, to transmute what needs to be transformed and transmuted. This is the powerful portals of Noqan Kani, constantly remembering where we come from. We come from those choices, we come from those experiences, we come from those processes, and manifesting powerful miracles for our life now, thanks to this powerful process. Much love, big hugs, infinite blessings.